I would say it's probably been about 20 years since we've had any kind of really good cultural kind of youth movements, you know, like punk, skinheads, teddy boys, mods, new romantics even. So probably I would kind of, I know that in London there is this kind of, there is a whole kind of new breed of kids who are kind of doing that thing, and I've been out to places where I've seen things that really remind me of that kind of new romantic period. But for me, I'd probably introduce that again because it was such a, for me it was a time of incredible freedom, self-discovery, you know, learning, growing up, making mistakes, but also a sense of kind of, you know, real freedom in terms of not having a job, not having any responsibility, you know, kind of living a hand-to-mouth type thing. And it was a great time, but I think it was just a really good time for self-expression, you know, and I think London, you know, isn't like that anymore. Looking back at a lot of those things, I probably have a more affection for them than I did at the time. You know, if I look back at, say, someone like Steve Strange, for example, I've been doing these playlists recently, and I did an electro one, and I started with Fade to Grey by Visage. And I remember at the time hating that record, not because it wasn't a great record, because it was sort of in my way. You know, Steve Strange was sort of got on telly before me and had a hit before me, and so he was competition. But now I can look at that record and think, actually it's very seminal and quite important. So maybe I should choose Fade to Grey. Because it's such a great video, you know, and at the time, you know, it was very new and exciting, you know, and it's still kind of, it still feels like that now, you know. If I had to really choose one thing from the past that was pivotal to everything in my life and to everyone I know, it would be David Bowie. No question. I mean, it's more than 20 years, but then Bowie has kind of been going, you know, all through my life. You know, there isn't really a period that I haven't loved, you know, Bowie. And all of us people like me and Steve Strange and all those kind of early characters, we were all Bowie fans. You know, I would often say it's all Bowie's fault. So I would say the best nostalgic thing would be definitely Bowie. No question. In all of his guises, every one of them. I have a Ziggy tattoo, so...